There are fortunate people who have survived plane crashes or serious malfunctions while flying. In this video, we will talk about the top 10 famous people who survived plane crashes. Ashton Kutcher. We begin with someone who has experienced not one, but two major scares. When Ashton Kutcher and his then-wife Demi Moore were flying home after a Las Vegas film premiere in 2009, their plane's engine overheated, forcing them to make an emergency landing. The two were unharmed, and they informed followers via Twitter. It wasn't the first time Kutcher had a rough flight. 6 years prior, he was traveling with that 70s show co-stars Wilmer Valderrama and Danny Masterson when their cabin lost pressure. Although oxygen masks were dropped, Kutcher was forced to do CPR on Masterson, whose mask was not working. Ben Cauley. When calamity struck, Ben Cauley's career as a trumpeter with the Bar-Kays was just getting started. The group's jet crashed into Lake Monona near Madison, Wisconsin, on December 10, 1967, while on tour with singer Otis Redding. Cauley did make it out alive, but he was the only one. Cauley's survival was due to the fact that he had unbuckled his safety belt, allowing him to float to the surface. A police boat recovered him from the ocean 20 minutes later, suffering from hypothermia. Until his death in 2015, he would have nightmares about the accident. Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze's private jet crashed into a gravel roadway in Prescott Valley, Arizona, in June 2000. Swayze reported pressurization issues to the Federal Aviation Administration after landing. However, the case sparked controversy when it was revealed that there had been alcohol on board. After it was revealed that 3 men assisted Swayze in removing wine and alcohol from the plane before transporting him to a motel, they were charged with lying to authorities about seeing the incident. Despite the fact that the plane was severely destroyed, no one was injured, and Swayze was not charged as a result of the incident. Barack Obama. On a Chicago runway, the future commander-in-chief had cause for fear in the days leading up to his flight on Air Force One. During his presidential campaign in January 2008, the wingtip of his plane collided with the wingtip of another grounded plane. Thankfully, no one was hurt. In July, he got a closer call, this time after taking off from Chicago. The jet was redirected to St. Louis when the pilot indicated that he had little control over the plane's pitch. Thankfully, the pilot regained control of the jet, and it landed safely. "Just thought we'd spice things up a little bit today," Obama joked to reporters about the incident. Sandra Bullock. A jet carrying Sandra Bullock went off the runway and into a snowbank shortly after landing in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, in late 2000. She was accompanied by 2 crew members as well as her then-boyfriend, musician Bob Schneider. The plane sustained significant damage, but no one was hurt. The episode reminded Bullock of a scene from the 1999 film Forces of Nature, which she had experienced the year before. Following a failed takeoff, she and Ben Affleck start dating in the film. It was raining, which caused complications in real life, but it was still a frightening coincidence. Bono. After a near miss on a flight from Dublin to Berlin in November 2014, Bono made international news. The U2 frontman and 4 friends were nearing the end of their journey when their plane's tailgate door broke off, but only their luggage was thrown out. Bono, ever the rock star, seemed unfazed by the incident, meeting with a German special representative to discuss the Ebola epidemic hours later and performing at an awards ceremony the next evening. It's imperative that the performance go on, whether you're traveling with or without your stuff. Howard Hughes. Howard Hughes is one of aviation's most well-known figures, yet he was also involved in two major accidents. Hughes' Sikorsky S-43 crashed into Lake Mead, outside of Las Vegas, in 1943, killing two of his passengers. Hughes' second significant incident occurred in 1946, when he crashed into a Beverly Hills residential area while flying an XF-11 Air Force prototype. This time, he was hit with a slew of injuries, including a collapsed lung, a smashed collarbone, and broken ribs. Hughes' very unusual existence was turned upside down when he suffered from severe pain for the remainder of his days. Travis Barker. Travis Barker, the drummer for Blink-182, was one of 6 passengers on board a chartered flight in September 2008, and one of only 2 people who survived. The Learjet crashed during a takeoff attempt after a tire blew out, killing both pilots and 2 passengers but sparing Barker and Adam (DJAM) Goldstein. With second and third degree burns, they were removed from the site. Barker was in excruciating pain for about 11 weeks in the hospital, undergoing many surgeries and skin grafts, but he eventually healed and resumed drumming. Unfortunately, Goldstein died in August of the following year from an overdose. Alan Collins. Alan Collins, a founding member of Lynyrd Skynyrd, had the musical world at his feet in the mid-1970s. However, on October 20, 1977, the band's glory was cut short when the jet they were on ran out of fuel and crashed in a Mississippi forest. 3 members of the band were killed in the crash, including leader Ronnie Van Zant, an assistant tour manager, and both pilots, while Collins survived with a shattered right arm and 2 damaged vertebrae. In 1987, Lynyrd Skynyrd reformed, but Collins' participation was limited owing to an automobile accident the previous year that left him paralyzed from the waist down. Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, who is well known for his on-screen piloting abilities, is actually a qualified pilot. Ford's piloting record, however, has more in common with Indy than Han. He crashed a helicopter in California in 1999, causing damage but escaping unharmed. In 2015, he was unlucky when a vintage World War II jet crashed onto a golf course, fracturing his ankle and pelvis. In 2017 and 2020, he made headlines again for unsafe landings that put him too close to other planes, for which he apologized. On the plus side, he's also rescued a hiker and a Boy Scout using his Bell 407 helicopter, so maybe it's all good. Do you have any near-miss tales to share? Let us know in the comments section.